Why these 5 zodiac signs are impossible to forget. They are not remembered, they are thought about. They do not just remain in memory, they are cut into fate. Even after years, one meeting, one look or one word from them continues to sound inside. These are those who cannot be erased from the heart, whose energy clings to the consciousness, like a code embedded in the subconscious. Why them? Because their influence goes beyond logic. It works on the level of energy, charisma and inner strength that cannot be hidden or forgotten. Today I will reveal to you 5 zodiac signs, carriers of this special memory. They leave a mark, change life and forever remain a part of your history, even if the story is long over. Their actions, voice, behavior, like an imprint on the aura. Subscribe if you feel that you are not just interested in the zodiac, but want to understand how human influence works at the energy level. And write in the comments, who from your past still does not let go of your heart. Check if he is on this list of unforgettable. We begin to analyze the 5 zodiac signs, whose memory is an eternal anchor. The first sign is Aries. To remember a representative of this sign means to forever leave in your memory a flash that once illuminated everything around. He enters life violently, powerfully, without warning, like a squall, after which the air is filled with another electricity. His actions are always specific, momentum and strength. His words are impossible to ignore. His decisions are like a challenge that makes the heart beat faster. Even if he leaves, there remains a feeling as if the wind of fate has just swept through the room. Aries does not speak in hints. He acts. The moment you meet him, it becomes clear, this person is not about half-heartedness. He takes the maximum from feelings, relationships, life. That is why, even years later, you can remember his voice, the way he moves, the fire in his eyes. No one else can inspire you like that, push you forward, evoke the best version of yourself in you. It is impossible to confuse him, because he is the standard of impulse and sincerity. Aries is also unique in that he does not hold on to the past, but this is what makes him so attractive. He lives in the present moment, burning bridges and not regretting what he said. But for those who once got to know him, he becomes the standard of living, genuine, real. No other person can compare with the level of passion, directness and determination that Aries once showed. He can be rude, hot-tempered, impatient, but even this becomes part of his magnetism. His sincerity disarms. His courage is infectious. His laughter remains an echo in the quietest memories. His choice is always quick, but aimed. And if you were close to Aries, you know, there are no more like him. He does not leave behind emptiness. He leaves inside you the memory of the power that once made your life brighter. That is why it is impossible to forget him. The second sign is Cancer. The representative of this sign does not strive to make a first impression. He simply is, quiet, observant, deep. But it is from such trifles that something grows that remains in the heart forever. Cancer never sounds loudly, but his silence becomes the most intense part of memory. He can leave without words, but you will remember how he looked, how he listened, how he felt. He knows how to see the real you, without embellishment, without play, without protective masks. With him, there were no fireworks, there were pauses filled with meaning. There were night conversations after which it became easier to breathe. There were gestures that no one else noticed, but he always noticed. His kindness is not superficial, but deep, like roots going into the very essence. He did not just care, he felt your fears, pain, joy, as if they were his own. And even if he was silent, next to him there was no need to prove anything. He accepted without conditions. This is precisely his strength. He does not rush, does not demand, does not press. He creates an atmosphere in which you begin to believe in the soul. In his touches, trust. In his words, safety. In his actions, authenticity. And when he disappears, there is no noise left, but a trace remains, as if the heart has become a little different. More sensitive, deeper. Cancer is impossible to forget because he once touched what is most vulnerable in you. and did not destroy it, but on the contrary, protected it. He became your inner silence, part of your intuition, a voice that whispers in a difficult moment, "You can handle it." He was there not for himself, he was there for you. And this is not erased by time, because such people almost never exist. The third sign is Taurus. It is impossible to forget a Taurus representative because he is an anchor. He gives stability, which is rarely found in people. His reliability, confidence and ability to create a feeling of comfort are remembered by the body. Precisely by the body, because it is warm, stable, calm next to him. He knows how to be truly present, and even if he is silent, his silence is a support. He is not just a person, he is a space in which you want to be. And when he leaves, there is an emptiness that cannot be filled with anything. Taurus does not make sharp gestures, does not throw words, does not arrange a theater. But it is his actions that remain in the memory, because they are rare. He does only what matters. His generosity is not ostentatious, but deep. His help is not superficial, but decisive. And precisely because of this, if he was nearby, then it is impossible to forget him. He becomes part of the internal structure of a person. His calmness, his principles, his stability form the basis on which you involuntarily begin to align yourself. And then, look for something similar in others, and not find it. He knows how to be real, without double meanings, without unnecessary fuss. His simplicity is not banality, but honesty. He does not say, "forever," but if he says it, it means that it will be so. He does not make promises, he acts. This is precisely what makes him unforgettable. Because there are few such people. He is remembered not by his appearance, not by his words, but by what you felt next to him. This feeling of security, authenticity, inner peace. And this is what is impossible to forget even after years. The fourth sign is Gemini. It is impossible to forget Gemini for another reason. They are like a flash. Their energy, intelligence, sense of humor, lightness, all this creates an explosive effect. They burst into life, fill the space with themselves, and even if they disappear, the memory of them continues to work like an internal motor. They know how to awaken interest in themselves, in life, in conversation. It is not the same with them. They are new every day. It is impossible to predict them, impossible to keep them within limits. That is why, even after some time, they are remembered as a storm, a hurricane, an adventure that never happened again. Their power is in words. Geminis know how to speak in such a way that you want to listen. They can joke, argue, inspire, and all this in one phrase. They leave behind a feeling of intellectual shock. It is interesting with them, unstable with them, fun with them. They can be irritating, unpredictable, even tiring, but never boring. They are remembered not because it was easy, but because it was bright. They are like a camera flash, they blind, but then their trace is visible for a long time. Even if the relationship with them was short, they leave an imprint inside that does not erase. They awaken parts of the personality that were previously dormant. They infect with ideas, views, emotions. After them, it is impossible to return to the previous state. They can be difficult, changeable, but this is their magic. They are alive, real, fast. Their presence is always felt, even when they are far away. It is impossible to forget them, because they cannot be compared to anyone else. Fifth sign of Pisces. It is impossible to forget a representative of the Pisces sign for one simple reason. He leaves a mark on the soul forever. His emotional mark is not erased by time, because he does not enter life, he enters consciousness. He knows how to create a deep connection that cannot be broken. The words he says are remembered not because of the volume, but because of the accuracy. His presence leaves a feeling as if someone touched the most vulnerable place and did not cause pain. Even years later, intonation, look, feeling that could not be explained, only lived through are remembered. Pisces do not need brightness to be unforgettable. Their difference is in the depth. They see what others ignore. Their attention is never superficial. They catch little things, emotions, states. They are remembered as those who understood without words, who stayed close when no one else remained. And it is this ability to penetrate into the essence that makes their presence irreplaceable. Even if the communication was short, it leaves a feeling of something big, important, unspoken. And the person returns in thoughts, to finish drawing what was left unsaid. They know how to disappear quietly, but it is impossible to forget them. Because their departure is not a break, but an internal ringing of emptiness, in which their energy is missing. Pisces do not take anything, but after them there remains a feeling as if something was lost forever. They cannot be replaced, because they do not duplicate others. They are unique not externally, but internally. Their behavior does not lend itself to patterns. Their reactions do not fit into standards. This is what makes them irreplaceable. You cannot understand them, but it is impossible to forget.